Good day, sir.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
We have just seen each other. We definitely haven't been together for the last 4 hours.
Yeah, it's been that long.
Yep. We just walked out of Creed 2.
Yes.
So, anything you want to say right off the bat before we get into it?
Yeah, I would say it's better than I expected.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. It has potential. I'll sleep on it first
Okay.
to knock Pacific Rim Uprising off my list.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, because
I
I
really
couldn't
enjoyed
tell
it.
if you were enjoying it or not during the movie, so I'm glad to hear you liked it.
There were just a lot of other factors in the movie theater that were throwing my emotions over the place.
We shall discuss.
So, yeah.
Do I need to move that?
No, you're good.
You sure?
I'm just still getting it good. We're good.
Shift the thing this way so you actually speak into it. The whole mic. Not the... There she is.
Oh, okay.
There we are.
All right.
Okay. Sorry. You got any movie news this week?
Let's see, the Lion King trailer.
Oh yeah.
That
It's
came out.
like a carbon copy of the
The
cartoon
original.
one.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
Yep.
I think it looks I mean, I don't know what they're going for, cuz if the movie's anything like the trailer, then what's the point of making it?
Just the same thing.
It's the exact same. It looks
Unless-
like,
To reestablish it.
I guess, maybe make more money.
Well, duh. Dig up dead graves, you know.
I don't know. I think it'd be interesting. I think they should try something though.
Different.
Yeah, like try something. I mean,
Yeah.
don't change the story too much, but
Yeah.
try something.
I could see people complaining if you did.
This is true.
Sure, there's some diehard Lion King fans somewhere.
I'm sure there are. Anything else? Movie news wise?
I don't know. I know they released another trailer for Aquaman, but
Yeah, the
we
final
just saw
one.
that. Yeah,
That movie looks good.
it does.
I'm excited for it.
I think at least it could win something for visual effects.
It'll be nominated, I'm sure, because
Yeah.
it looks pretty. It looks
really
it
good.
looks like the best CGI from any DC movie that I've seen so far.
I'm just thinking like movies wise this year. Other movies. I'm
Yeah.
sure First Man was good.
Actually, First Man is so good that you don't even think about it as
Alright.
being visual effects, you
True.
know. But I mean, Infinity War is also pretty damn impressive.
That's true.
I mean, they have an entire scene on
Another planet.
other planets.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot that people just like the whole Star Forge. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah.
It's like that's a lot of work, and it looks amazing. You know, Vormir.
Vormir.
Yeah,
I think.
Vormir. I think that's right.
You can't make up words. All words are made up.
Technically,
Yeah.
you got anything else movie news wise?
I don't think so.
I can't think of anything special. Nope.
Sure there is, but
I saw a funny thing this week. It was I'm sure you saw it too, but it was like someone got a 120-minute ad on YouTube.
oh yeah.
And it was the entire Lego movie.
Yep, I saw that.
Like, what if you really wanted to watch the Lego movie, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't want to pay for it, so you just kept refreshing until it gave you the Lego movie ad, and then you're just like, yes. Pretty sure you can pause ads, right?
Yeah.
So you could just like find it or just get it one day, pause it, and then just keep it until you wanted to watch it.
Yeah, you just gotta hope YouTube doesn't refresh.
Refresh
or
or yeah. Yep. That'd be cool.
yeah.
All right. You want to get into this list? I'm excited about this list.
Sure. Let me get my handy dandy phone out. Oh, that's
Phones are
Christmas.
handy dandy. I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you go first most of the time because I normally ask you what you got.
What?
Nothing.
What I got? What do you mean?
I normally ask you like straight out like, what do you got? And so you
Oh.
start at number 10, then we go back and forth.
Yeah, hold on. On the wrong list. Yeah, you started this time.
Okay, so this list is top 10 supporting characters in TV and movies.
Yep.
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 And I'd like to say, not that this is just like, but it doesn't, mine doesn't mean that the people in the lead roles are bad.
Yeah.
It just means that these people are really, really good.
they
as
stood
well.
out. to
Yeah.
us.
Makes it feel like they're not even supporting, like they're actually right there as co-leads. You know?
Right. Yeah.
All right, my first one is kind of funny. It's Neil Patrick Harris as Barney in How I Met Your Mother.
Nice.
Because if you tell anyone about How I Met Your Mother, the first thing they're gonna think of is probably not Ted Mosby,
No, definitely not.
which is the lead of that
Right.
show. They're probably gonna think about Barney as
Yeah.
because that's kind of I don't know. He's like the what do you call it? He's the most interesting character in that whole,
Yeah. Well,
definitely the funniest.
before I watched it or anything,
Yeah,
I originally thought the show was about him.
same.
So when I first watched it, I was like, oh.
And I mean, Ted is not a bad character.
Right.
He's just very different from Barney.
Right.
Like Barney has a much more interesting, or not more I wouldn't say interesting. Just he's a lot more
Entertaining.
entertaining
Yeah,
to
'cause-
watch.
Yeah, I told you when me and Brooke rewatched it and how much I realized how all of them are just terrible people.
Yeah, I also yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember actually, it's funny you said that you thought it was about him.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember you told me to watch it. You were like, "Hey, you should watch How I Met Your Mother," because we used to watch television shows
Right.
with each other, kind of.
Yeah.
Like you would
On
be
the
like,
same
"Hey, go
pace,
watch The
yeah.
Office," and I'd go watch The Office, and you told me, and I was like, "Oh, isn't that about that guy that can get all the girls and everything?" And you're like, "No, it's actually about another guy," and I was
Right.
like, "What? Okay, what you got at number 10?"
Mine's actually like a ensemble. So it's
Yeah, I have a few of those, so don't
Okay.
worry. Okay.
It's the cast that's not Brad Pitt and Fury. So
Okay.
the rest of the tank crew.
No, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
That's up there on the damn it I should have put on my list.
Already, number 10.
Yeah, wow, number 10.
Yeah, because you got Michael Pena, who's
Yep.
always great.
That's the driver.
Yeah, you got John Bernthal.
Yep. As
you
the
got
loader.
Shia LaBeouf.
What is Shia LaBeouf?
What's his name's Church, I think.
Is he? Yeah, he's like
He's the shooter.
he's
of
the
the
yeah he's
yeah.
the he's
Then
the
you got-
main gunner
Percy Jackson.
as the new guy.
Norman, I think his name is
Yeah.
Norman.
Norman? Is it
I
Norman?
think it's Norman.
Okay. Do they give him a nickname though? What's his nickname?
I can't remember.
Damn it. Yeah, they all have nicknames, but yeah, I mean, and then Brad Pitt's amazing as well.
Yeah, well, he's
And so
like the main character.
the glue that
Yeah.
holds them all together. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Hold
And
on.
I think that's a good one because Shia LaBeouf should. I mean, that's like one of the only reasons I think he's actually a decent actor.
Right.
If he hadn't have done that movie, I'd be like, nah, he's probably pretty crap, you know. But because he did that one, I mean, he nails that.
Yeah. It just has him as Norman. It
Norman.
doesn't say anything because
Gotcha.
Boyd is Bible, which is Shia LaBeouf.
Yep.
And then Michael Pena played Gordo.
Gordo.
That was his nickname.
What is John Bernthal's?
His name's Grady Travis. I could have sworn he had a nickname.
He has a
too.
nickname too. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they.
Was it Coon? I think it was Coon.
I don't know,
I'm pretty sure.
but they give him nicknames throughout because that's like kind of their thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. War Daddy was Brad Pitt.
War Daddy, baby.
That's funny.
All right. At number 9, I have Nick Offerman as Ron Swanson.
That's good.
Is a good one, right?
That's great, yeah.
Yeah, because Leslie Knope is the leader of that, or
Yeah.
Amy Poehler, but it's kind of like, man, she is so incredibly cringy. It's hard to like really
Right.
love her as a character, you
Yep.
know. And there's actually a lot of great supporting actors in that one, but Ron definitely steals the, you know. I
Oh,
mean, you
yeah.
got Chris Pratt, Audrey Plaza, Aziz Ansari. You know, you got some crazy good names in there.
Yeah.
What's Ben's partner?
Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe, you know. But Nick Offerman is through the entire show,
Yeah.
and he never changes character, and he is just, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
he's
some of the
memorable.
yeah, and some of the best episodes are solely about him,
Yep.
you know, like him and his wife, and I don't know. I remember like one of the things that maybe one of the things I remember about Ron that makes me love him so much is, you remember when they go bowling?
Yeah.
And he learns that, like, what's his face keeps bowling through his, and he rolls the 300.
Yep.
And the guy's like, "Oh, 300, let me put your name on the board." And he's like, "You didn't see this? You don't know who I am? Never speak of this again."
Yep.
And it's just, yeah, I mean, I can't think of any Leslie Knope moments, but I can think of a lot of Ron Swanson moments.
All right, my number 9, I have Valkyrie from Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, okay.
So she was just in the movie we saw, Tessa Thompson.
Yeah, she's good. I
She's
like her
real
as an
good.
actor.
Yeah, she's one of the few movies I wouldn't mind a spin off of in Marvel.
True.
Because there's, people say like, I want to spin off of this. Like,
Yeah.
I really don't. But this one I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
because this will take place before all that. You know.
Mhm.
So
Plus, like the scene that shows how she
yeah,
came to be is interesting. You're like, ooh,
yeah,
I could delve into that story.
Right.
Are you talking about maybe like a Black Widow solo?
yeah, like that. Hawkeye.
I feel like Hawkeye. I don't
I
even
was
want,
thinking of the other
like.
people.
I'm sorry. I like his
Falcon.
character, but he's a side character for a reason.
Yeah,
I think Black Widow's probably the best of those that you just said, but still, it's like I don't really
don't
want
really
it
want to.
because we've already kind of done it.
yeah.
You know, like I feel like the movie
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, she is almost
Prominent. And
as important as Captain America in that
Yeah.
movie.
so this would be a lot different compared to anything you've really seen in Marvel before.
Yeah.
If you saw a movie of that. But we're just talking about the spinoff.
You
But-
could give it to Taika Waititi again. Then it'd be funny and cool and
Yep.
interesting all at the same time.
Yep. But yeah, she was really good in that.
She was.
Yeah.
For sure. I got Christoph Waltz as Dr. King Schultz in Django Unchained.
Yep.
Because, again, another movie where I was like, saw the trailer and everything. I was like, wait, so you mean to tell me that the movie's about
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx's character and not
Mhm.
Christoph Waltz, you know?
Right.
Kind of. And there's another one in that movie as well, Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, there's some incredible people,
Yeah.
you know, and then you got Jamie Foxx is actually the lead. So,
Yeah.
yep.
All right. My number 8,
Mm-hmm.
I have Killmonger. Sorry, I took a picture of him. He's so cute right now.
Do you now?
I do. Your
Interesting.
face says something. Um,
It's going to happen every single week
Yeah.
almost.
yeah, so Killmonger, another movie character we just saw.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan.
Do you want to hold off on talking about him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right. My number 7 is Dave Bautista
Ah,
as Drax.
that's a good one.
Indeed.
I like that one.
I think as a supporting character, he's perfect because
Yeah.
Chris Pratt is a great lead, and it's all about him, right? And then you got Drax is like your perfect comedy relief, as well as just a great character all around. And I think, like, he is by far the best thing to ever come out of the WWE as far as actors go.
Yeah, probably.
There's been a lot of them, right? I mean,
Yeah.
The Rock, John
Right.
Cena.
Macho Man,
Yeah, and
Hulk Hogan.
I think Dave Bautista is like the one that is really good at acting. You know what I mean?
Right.
The Rock is I put him in the category of like
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler's a good Adam Sandler or Tom Cruise,
Oh, okay.
where it
Just
doesn't
do
become
anything?
like no one knows the character name of the guy in Skyscraper, but they know The Rock was in it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Same thing with Tom Cruise. It's like, he was in Jack Reacher, right? But everyone just goes, "Oh yeah, he's doing Tom Cruise," you know. So it's just kind of
Yep.
like, yeah. Like I'm sure you'd be hard pressed to find a person that could name me Tom Cruise's character in The Mummy. I mean I couldn't. I haven't seen that movie to be fair, but
Yeah.
you know, people probably just go, "Yeah, Tom Cruise," you know. And I listen to a lot of podcasts too where they talk about movies and they don't call him by his characters in his movies. They call him Tom Cruise. You
Right.
know what I mean? Whereas you got people like, you know, Dave Bautista, he's got Drax, he's got he did
Played Blade Runner.
a role in Blade Runner.
The
You know.
Hotel Artemis, didn't he do?
Yeah, as well.
He was in a Bond movie.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got some pretty good movies under his belt.
Yeah. And
Okay.
maybe he'll be doing a DC character soon.
I hope he just keeps doing what he's doing because he's really good.
Yeah. He's funny.
When I saw him in Blade Runner, I didn't know it was him at first, and I went and looked it up, and I was like, "Whoa, that was him!"
Right.
I was like, "It makes sense," Because I was like, who they get this giant guy that's so gentle? Because he's like really articulate and gentle in that movie, but he's huge. I was like, where did they
Right.
find this guy? Yeah. All right, what you got?
My number 7, I have Loki.
Ooh, in which movie?
Really, all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
Loki steals the show sometimes.
Yeah. And he was, like we said last week, the saving grace of the Dark World.
Absolutely. The movie's more about him than anything else.
Yeah, it should be his movie, really.
It really should be. It should be Thor, aka Loki. You know?
Yeah.
Loki with a bit of Thor. Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best villains in the Avengers,
Right.
right? And then
According to us.
yeah, and then
Most people.
then he steals Thor: The Dark World, and then Thor: Ragnarok. He's almost
great in.
as as interesting as Thor in that movie.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a lot of good actors in Thor: Ragnarok that like are supporting. You know, you got Mark Ruffalo's back as Hulk, and Valkyrie, and so for him to be on, be up there, really shows that he's a good supporting actor.
Yep.
Okay, I got an ensemble again.
Ooh.
I got the whole cast besides Captain America in Civil War.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
Civil War is technically a Captain America
Yeah.
movie. It's a pseudo Avengers movie. It's basically Avengers 2.5, you know?
That's better. I turned.
So, yeah, but I mean, you got people like Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr.
Oh my god, it's Robert Downey.
Which is insane because that dude is
Almost always the
lead.
yeah.
So for him to be, a supporting is ridiculous. Tom Holland, Black Panther, as Chadwick Boseman,
Yeah.
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about Civil War, you think about at least I do. I think about Black Panther, the introduction of Spider-Man, the Winter Soldier, the whole like Ant-Man being in there and all that, Iron Man, and then you go, oh yeah, and then Captain America and Iron Man are feuding.
Right.
It's like there's a lot to unpack in that movie, and a lot of it has to do with the supporting characters basically being leads.
Right.
Which I think is what Marvel has done so well. Is it's hard to find a lead in some of their movies because they're just covered in leads. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone in them is a lead, basically.
True.
But they're all given ample amount of time. No one's like forgotten about.
Right.
I mean, even what's his name in that movie is pretty good. Hawkeye.
Yeah.
He's got a good little scene in that.
Mhm.
Which number 5?
I have
6?
6. Yes. I have Michael Fassbender as Magneto.
Yep. We saw the Dark Phoenix trailer,
Yes.
and I was just watching that, and I was like, man, the only two people I really like in this whole thing are Jennifer Lawrence and Michael Fassbender
Right.
as Magneto. He is,
he's so good at that role.
yeah, and it's hard to follow up Ian McKellen,
Yeah, right.
Sir Ian McKellen.
Sir, yeah.
So it's hard to, and then to fill it up and be good at it,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Yeah. Saving grace of those. Not all of them
Absolutely.
are terrible, but he's consistently good in all of those.
I wouldn't say they're terrible. They're exhausting. That's the only thing I
That's
could
true.
think of. Like when that trailer came up, I was like, it looks like an interesting movie, but it is so incredibly exhausting to
Right.
try to understand what's going on in that.
Yeah.
The Marvel universe is so like compact, and it's easy to. I mean,
Yeah.
not that I want my movies to be like super duper easy,
Yeah.
but there's something different about the X-Men universe where it's like it's overly complicated for no reason.
Yeah. Well, and like the two timelines like make zero sense. So. Yeah.
Yeah.
That reminds me. Do you know Tom Hardy got knighted?
No way.
Yeah.
But he's American, right?
No, he's
No.
British.
Is he British?
Uh-huh.
Oh, so he can actually call himself Sir.
Yeah, he's Sir Tom Hardy now.
Because
the Queen saw Venom and liked it, I guess.
yeah, I mean, I would have knighted him at like Dunkirk or something,
Dark
Mad
Knight
Max or
Rises
something
Mad
like that.
Max, yeah.
I don't know about
That's funny.
Venom, but whatever. What's it called? Did you know if you're an American and you get knighted, you can't call yourself Sir something?
Huh.
You have to. You can say a knight. You can say, like for example, creator of Microsoft. Help me out.
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates is knighted. but he can put Bill Gates, Knight of the English
Black Order, yes.
English Empire or whatever, Republic.
Oh, right.
He can't say Sir Bill Gates.
That's weird.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
And now you know.
All right.
All right.
Your
My number 5 is Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You know what? That's a good one.
Yes, I did it. Everyone, I did it. Yeah, I mean, those movies are the 1, 2, and 3. I guess we're talking about are technically.
Doo-doo.
Yeah, they're all pretty bad, but they're technically Hayden Christensen's movie.
Yeah,
I guess he's the lead in that because he's Star Wars. I mean Darth
Star
Vader.
Wars, yes.
Yeah, he's Star Wars, and Obi-Wan Kenobi steals it. In the third movie, the only reason it's good is because of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah,
and I would argue the same for the second. And he's definitely a supporting character in the first. Like, you don't get to see very much of him, but he's still really good. And I think he really comes to fruition in the final fight scene when that's when you're really like, oh, this guy's good.
Yeah.
These movies should be about him. Wait, they're not.
Everyone's still waiting for his movie, so
it's just not going to happen. It's just not.
I think they missed the boat.
I don't think he wants to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
He's kind of disgusted with the whole thing. I've seen multiple interviews with him where he walks in and goes, if anybody talks to me about bringing back the role of Obi-Wan Kenobi,
right.
I'm walking out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. My number 5, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I have Dignam from The Departed, which was Mark Wahlberg's character.
Oh, okay. Well, who's the lead in that?
I would say Matt Damon.
Okay. Okay. There's that movie.
It's a packed movie.
Yeah.
But Dignam, Mark Wahlberg stood out in that one,
for sure,
especially to me, because he was very funny, but he was like a serial killer funny, if you know.
Yeah, he's like really dark.
Yeah.
And just messed up.
He's got one of the things I quote all the time. When they were all set up for their operation in that warehouse or whatever, someone came up to him and was like, who the fuck are you? And he's like, I'm the guy that does my job. That's not, he said something else too, but I can't remember. Oh well. But it was just so memorable in that.
Yeah,
it's probably one of my favorite performances by Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, for sure.
He didn't do a whole lot of good ones.
For sure. Yeah, he's more of like I don't know. He's falling into an Adam Sandler kind of thing now.
That's true.
Yeah, but he's really good in that movie.
Yeah.
I especially remember the scenes when they both get out of the academy and join.
Yeah.
And what's it called? And he's like grilling them constantly and just like talking shit to them all day. Yeah. He's good.
Yeah.
I got at number 4 Charlize Theron
as
Furiosa.
Furiosa. Ah, nice.
Do you have her on your list?
I'll think about it.
Okay.
I'll talk about it.
I won't talk about her that much then. Technically, that's a Mad Max movie, but she's such a good supporting character that they're literally gonna make another one about her.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And yeah, she steals the show.
Gotcha.
Without a doubt. Less in the first act, it's more about him. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because she's not even in the movie yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, the minute she comes around, it's like, damn, she's badass. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's interesting.
All right. We can talk about it more in a minute.
Yeah.
But my number 4, I have Gus from Psych.
Oh. Damn it. That is such a good one. It didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah. One of our 2 favorite shows.
I think that
collectively.
That could easily be a number 1 for one reason. You know why?
Why?
Because that show does not work without him.
Oh,
if you take Gus away,
him.
The show is crap.
Yeah.
It's the relationship between those two that is so incredibly it's so relatable and likable that it's just amazing. And Gus is just like, I love him because I see myself so much in Gus. Where he's constantly just like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? He's like, no. And he's like, stop. Yeah. He's just like, they'll get in a hairy situation and what's his name? Spencer is just like, this is like flying through it, and he's like, what the hell are we doing? I'm just trying, he's like driving his car like.
Yeah, the blueberry.
Yeah, he's all mad because he's like, "Why are we driving to a murderer's house right now, Steve?"
Yeah. Hey, you heard about Pluto? It's messed up.
It's messed up, man. Also, just like all the and this is my partner. Those are
Control Delete.
great. Yep.
He cometh in peace.
TT Showbiz. T is for
TT's
extra talent.
Yeah.
I'm black and this is tan.
Yeah.
Or we are black and tan.
Yeah.
Oh, you must be tan. How could
No
you?
first names. No first names. One of us is black. One of us is tan.
You got it. You got it. Oh, that's a good
$1,000
one.
ones though. But yeah.
I that's another one. I'm like,
He was one of the first ones I put on there.
yeah,
Like when I wrote it down and stuff.
nice,
Mm-hmm.
nice. All right, my number 3 is Killmonger.
Ah,
So
fantastic.
now let's discuss Killmonger.
Yes. Shall we?
I mean, he's probably second most best villain in
Besides
all of
Thanos, yeah.
besides Thanos, I would say.
Yep.
He's so
Besides-
interesting.
Besides looking like the hero, this is the only bad part.
Yeah. But it's like, and I can't think. I mean, there's basically a whole part of the movie that he becomes the lead,
Yeah.
if you think about it.
He becomes the king.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Chadwick Boseman is like falling off a cliff dead,
Dead,
you
yeah.
know? And so it's like there's 30 minutes of him just being the king,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? And man, is he's scary. He's got good reasonings.
Yep.
And he's
Convincing.
just cool and he's good in the, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Michael B. Jordan is one hell of an actor.
He really is.
I mean, we'll talk
Creed
about
too.
him more later, but man, he is one hell of an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you got to say about Killmonger?
Not really. I mean, we've praised him
We have.
a lot
We have.
in our episode 11, by the way. In our 11 episodes now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is critically average.
Oh, yeah, we did kind of forget something, didn't we?
Okay, whatever. What's your number 2?
3.
3.
It's a twofer.
It's a twofer.
Yeah. It's Mad Max and Furiosa.
Who's the lead?
That's up to the viewer to decide.
Ah, I see.
So both of them are outstanding.
I
in
like
this.
what you did with that.
Yeah. So even though it's a Mad Max movie,
Yep.
you could say he took the back seat to Furiosa or vice versa.
Yeah,
You know? So
I would agree.
both of them were amazing.
Yeah. And they work well together too. 'Cause
They did.
They're so different.
Yeah.
You know, he is just trying to get out. You know what I
Yep.
mean? He's like, God dang it, I've got myself in this situation.
Yep.
And she is like just trying to help people. Period. That's her only goal.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, you know, he has a character arc and he, you know, turns good and does it for the right reasons. You know,
Yep.
instead of just trying to like, can I just get out of this situation, please? Thank you.
All right.
All right, my number 2 is a cranker, so hold on
Uh-oh.
to your seats, people. Okay, the kids and many more from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Okay, Game of Thrones is a incredibly big show, and there is a lot of supporting characters, like a lot. And in
Right.
the beginning seasons, it's all about the parents, right? So we're talking like Sean Bean, and Tyrion Lannister, and all. I know you know nothing about Game of Thrones, so just bear with
Yep.
me here. But
just nodding
it's
and-
all about the parents, right? And then as the show progresses, the kids just become so much more interesting. Like you got Emilia Clarke as Daenerys. You know what I mean? At the beginning, she's just this girl that it has no power and can't do anything. And at the end, she's fucking riding dragons. Okay, and Sophie Turner as Sansa at the beginning. Again, she's just like your typical medieval girl that's supposed to marry the king and blah 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 blah. And then at the end, she's like running the North. You know what I mean? Like, and Macy Williams as Arya. She starts out as like the tomboy. No one cares about her. She's just like the forgotten kid because Sansa's the hot, one that's gonna marry the king, and she's just like,
Yeah.
no. And at the end, she's like this amazing character that can, bend people to her will and all. And she's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And she's very small, but she can fight she walks around with the Hound half the time, who is this massive mountain of a man and controls him. You got Peter Dinklage as Tyrion, I mean, he steals every single scene he's in, and he's a supporting character. He gets more lead at the end, and then you got Isaac Hempstead Wright, who's Bran, and he's the kid that gets paralyzed in the very beginning and basically does nothing for 2 seasons, and then he becomes like one of the most important characters because he's a ward and he can see through animals, and like he can basically mind read / put himself in other people's brains.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy, and so he becomes super important, and you got all these Kit Harington as Jon. I mean, Jon Snow basically becomes the lead later in the show, and you got Aidan Gillian as Peter Baelish. I mean, he's a supporting character throughout the entire thing, but he's integral in the whole show, and he's just in the background the whole time. And then you got people like Leon Cunning, Davos. Like, Davos is people are like, ooh, I love Davos right now. But and then you got Jason Momoa as Drago. I mean, he dies in the 2nd season. He's there for no time at all, but he is so good in developing Daenerys' character. And then you got people like Tormund, who becomes important in the later seasons, and he's basically a backup to Jon Snow, and then you got I would say the last 2 are Jerome Flynn, who's Bronn. He's a backup to Jaime Lannister, who's a lead for sure, and he's more interesting than Jaime half the time.
Nice.
And then you got Joe Dempsey as Gendry, who's this character that no one thinks is important, but you're always like, wow, this kid is really cool. And then you figure out he's the king's son, bastard child of the king, and you're like, wow, he's been important this whole time, but he's just a backup character.
Right.
And I think we're blessed to have Game of Thrones. Like, I think it's the best television show ever made, and nothing will ever be better than it for a long time. It's just, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just, nothing comes close to it. Like, there's great television shows, but Game of Thrones is basically like a movie every single week, and it's just hard to come close to that. And then, I mean, I could go on for days about characters, and they're all backups. They're not the lead, and that's just insane. So, okay, I'm done. That's my number 2.
All right. My number 2 is Nick Offerman as Ron Swanson.
Sorry about that.
No, it's good. Yeah, like you said before, he's easily the most memorable of that. Like, because all the other characters obviously have their own stuff, but the Ron moments are going to stick with you the most.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And at the beginning, Ron is just kind of like there, just kind of comedy.
Yeah.
And becomes more important as the show goes on, which is cool.
Yeah.
And I would say near the end, he's like basically the lead. Like, everything kind of revolves around Ron, Yeah. And Leslie and Ben are all in there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he's much more interesting than Leslie, I would say, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I remember not long after you started watching it, I think you got your parents to start watching it.
Yep.
And I think you told me, like, they started paying more attention every time Ron came on the screen just because how funny he was.
Oh yeah, they just lived vicariously between scenes of Ron. They were like, "Oh, Ron's back."
Yeah.
And they like Aziz Ansari too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually, I know this was like, that show stopped a while ago or whatever, but there was an episode in there where he was talking about podcasts in one episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, podcasts are cool. Podcasts are the future. And this was a time where, like, no one really listened to him as much, Like, you would find only a few people that did.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's cool to see stuff like that. People just say crap, and then it comes true.
Podcasts are interesting because you wouldn't think people with, like, as much visual media as we have today, you don't think people would like it, but it's like you can't always be watching something.
Yeah, right.
We got other things to do, and podcasts fill that void perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, my number 1.
Oh, no. I think I got a feeling we have the same number 1.
Really?
I think. If you're smart, you do.
Okay.
All right, you want to try it on 3?
Okay.
All right. I'm counting
What are we saying? Are we saying the character or the actor?
the character.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to count to 3.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
The Joker. We did it again.
Yeah.
We did it again. Yeah, there's no question.
I mean, duh.
I mean, the Joker is not only the best supporting character of all time in this movie,
Right.
but as a character, period. And
Yeah.
this movie perfectly brings that to screen. So, you know what I mean? I mean, this movie is insanely interesting because the Joker is exactly what Batman, you know what I mean? Like Batman
Like
and the
yin
Joker.
and yang,
Yeah, they're just
night and
constantly
day.
opposites of each other, you
Mhm.
know? And he's so unorthodox and just does things just to do things, just to, just because I don't know, he's just crazy, and he's 10 times more interesting than Batman in that movie. No offense to Batman, but I don't know. I've lived for the scenes of Joker,
Yeah, right.
and most people remember the scenes of the Joker more than they do the Batman.
Yeah.
The pencil scene, the
Interrogation scene,
the-
the bank heist scene at the beginning.
Yep, the why
Yeah.
so serious,
Yeah. And finding out afterwards that like half of those were like improv and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
One of my
incredible.
favorite scenes in the whole movie is when he busts into the party.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's just playing around. He's just having fun. He's like having fun with his food. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like he grabs some champagne, throws it over his shoulder, and pretends to drink.
Yeah, he's just
Like
insane.
there's nothing in that, And then him switching up the stories of him how he got the scars.
Yeah,
Because he actually forgot or something, so he just made them up.
yeah.
Just chills.
And it's chilling, and it's like it's just
Because it's he could say something dumb, but it's like something super personal and scary, Because
Oh, yeah.
he was saying like his dad was an alcoholic, and he came home one day, and him and his mom were scared or something.
I think that's what's so good about this movie is like a lot of times movies get what do you call it? They get censored,
Oh, yeah.
And Batman comics have always been kind of dark, like they've always been kind of messed up, and the Joker's been like the most messed up of that, And I mean, the Killing Joke, the front of the Killing Joke is him wearing a face. You know what I mean? Like a skin mask.
Yeah.
He's a messed up character. And this movie it's PG-13, right? But it feels really messed up. Like if as a kid, if you saw that scene, it might just give you nightmares, cuz he's freaky. And as an adult, it'll give you nightmares too cuz he says some dark shit,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he won an Oscar for it. So,
Yep.
everyone thinks that he was the best,
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good. Honorable mention that I just thought of while we were sitting here. Jim and Pam from The Office.
I was thinking about that too because I did put Psych on here in Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
It's just they didn't outshine Michael Scott. for
Exactly.
me,
I agree with that.
and that's kind of what I based it on. Like, did these people have moments that would outshine any of the lead characters?
Yeah.
That would stick or be more memorable.
Which I think the Joker nails that
Oh yeah.
because half of his scenes outshine,
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one.
Great.
I'm glad we had the same top one.
I know.
All right.
How many times has that been?
Same top one?
Yeah.
We both had that as the top, and we both
had
had
Nacho Libre
Nacho
as
Libre
Guilty
as the
Pleasures.
top. I
That's
can't
right.
remember if there's another one.
I don't either. I have all mine right here, but it'll take a while to look through.
I don't have all mine. I mean, I do, but I'd have to go into the changes in my drive. And
I think. Remember when we did the fights? The
Yeah.
movie fights? I think ours are like 1 and 2 are switched.
Yep.
Well, no, you had the elevator scene number 3 or something like that.
yeah,
And then I had the Batman warehouse.
yep. All right, you want to do the main topic?
Sure do.
Creed 2?
Yep. It's fresh.
Fresh off the brain. I thought this was pretty good.
Oh, I loved it.
I did too. I like boxing movies. I'm learning.
Yeah. Especially because, like, I don't know how much, but a lot of those, like, punches and stuff were real,
Oh yeah, that look. Yeah, I mean he was getting hit.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like, he was. I know to train for the movie, he was actually getting hit. But the final fights, I don't know how much were.
Yeah.
So. But
Man, I tell you what, even Drago in this movie, or what's his actual name? Is Drago something? I don't know his first name.
Ivan.
I
Ivan's the dad.
Yeah, what's they just call him Drago the whole time. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Does he not have a name? It's literally not listed. Like, look, everybody, we got Rocky, Adonis, and then it just says Florian whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
And it just says nothing.
Huh. That's weird because, yeah, he didn't talk much either, come to think about it.
I mean, that's kind of, yeah. No, I don't think he has. I think he's just Drago.
Really?
Yeah. All right, so let's set the precedent. If we're talking about the dad, we're going to call it Ivan.
Yeah, just says Florian, whatever.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I guess he didn't have a name. It's like the narrator in what's it called? Fight Club. Okay, but Drago, right?
Yeah.
He's a big dude, and I get the point was like Michael B. Jordan is supposed to look smaller than him, and he does, right? But man, Michael B. Jordan is one massive individual now.
Oh yeah, man.
He is huge.
Yeah.
I noticed it most when they were like him and Tessa Thompson were having like father mother scenes, or like I noticed it most when the pregnancy scene came around. Spoilers, by the way.
Well, that was in the trailers.
Yeah, but he is just like 4 times bigger than she is.
See, Michael B. Jordan's 6 foot.
Yeah, but like I'm talking about like his traps and his shoulders are just massive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's definitely working his butt off for these movies.
Oh yeah. Well, I think he not that intense, but like does stuff like that already. Like works out.
Yeah, because
like
but I mean, Killmonger, he had to be,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to, like, before going into this, I was thinking about like Rocky, right? Like the Rocky lineage, and like we were talking about this, is Rocky is a classic, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a it's not a perfect movie. It's
Yeah,
still pretty good.
It's still pretty good.
And then they progressively get worse, right?
Right.
To the point where Rocky 5, I think, is like a 22 on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, is bad, right?
Yeah.
And then Rocky Balboa came out in like 2004, 2006, and it's decent.
Mm-hmm.
But these movies have no right being good.
Creed?
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess.
Like, nothing is making them be good, if you get what I'm saying. Like, people are going to show up because it's a Rocky sequel.
Right. People are going to show up no matter how good it is because it is part of that Rocky lineage.
Exactly, which I think is so impressive that they actually are good.
Yeah, which is great.
I hate to shit on your franchise, but Fast and Furious, for example.
My franchise.
Well, you like Fast and Furious, right?
Well, my dad does.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry,
Fast
Dad,
and
if you're
Furious.
listening to this.
Fast and Furious, for example.
Yeah.
Okay. They progressively got worse. They got a little bit better, and then now
it took them 5 to get good.
Yeah, now I'd say they're back down to being pretty shit. No offense.
Yeah.
But
No,
it's
I'm
like,
not
but
offended.
Another one, Transformers,
They're
garbage.
never good.
But they don't have to be good because people just show up, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with these movies. They have no right being good, but they're good. They're
Yeah,
actually
they are.
great movies. And like I've never seen Rocky 2, 3, 4, 5. I've seen Rocky, but I haven't seen all those. And I know the story of, Creed getting killed by, even
Drago.
Ivan Drago and everything. But like, this movie made me feel like emotional for that, and I've never even seen it. It
Yeah.
was pretty impressive.
Yeah. I did like. Oh, we're still non spoilers. Never mind. I'll talk about it in a minute. Trying to think. I think a lot of that goes down to just acting
Yeah,
in general, because I could honestly feel what they were feeling.
yeah,
Like when Michael B. Jordan, Adonis was hurt or actually like angry or in pain, stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You could actually like feel for him.
Absolutely.
You know.
I think that has. I mean, if they would have got anybody else than Michael B. Jordan, I mean, there's a few I could think of, but man, he is just perfect for this.
Yeah.
He even looks like Creed, you know. So.
Yeah. Just 20 years later.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
They did a good job.
And even Sylvester, the Italian Stallion's good too.
Yeah, this movie's kind of funny. It's like the battle of what do you call it? The mumble jumbled English. You know, you got Sylvester Stallone attempting to get English words out, and then you got even Drago, who's like Russian and can barely speak English to begin with. They have a scene in this movie where they're talking back and forth, and I was like straining my brain to pick it all up. I was like, "You got to focus, Will. You got to hear what's happening." You know,
yeah.
Man,
which is smart. They didn't talk that long.
No,
or much.
No.
It was just short sentences.
I think they do a good job too with this movie is passing the torch.
Yeah.
You know, as they could really do bad by like focusing too much on the people of the past.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this movie really focuses more on the people of the future, the kids. You know,
exactly.
Drago.
Yeah.
The kid Drago.
Because they even they started giving him like arcs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with him seeing what was behind his dad the whole time and stuff, you know, and with his mom, his strange mom or whatever.
Yep.
So they could definitely keep going, but
I think they did a good job because Drago. I think it kind of parallels his character because Drago's not like you don't know much about him, anything like that. So you really don't learn that much about him, but you learn just enough for you to care about his character.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Drago has a really good like kind of Killmongery villain role in this movie where again you kind of understand where he's coming from.
Yeah.
You know, he's not just punching just to punch, you know. He's not just out there to revenge his dad. He has his own reasons, you know, and you get to learn about that in this movie. So did you like it?
I did.
Good. I did too.
Like I said at the beginning, I have to sleep on it. That's our number one rule when it comes to movies.
Absolutely. You got to give it 24 hours.
You know, 24 hours. And it could potentially replace Pacific Rim Uprising.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
It's a far better movie than Uprising. But
like film-wise.
Yeah.
But it's a matter of if you like it that much.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Before we get into the spoilers, we had an interesting...
Oh, man. What a movie.
So it's Saturday, right? This movie came out Thursday.
Thanksgiving.
So there's a lot of people there. Right?
Yeah, it was full, I'm pretty sure.
It was pretty much full, yeah.
Well, it started with people in the wrong seats right next to us.
Classic.
And
the classic.
People arguing or whatever.
Yeah. And the people next to us were... people next to me were annoying as hell.
Yeah. Well, so the movie theater is inside of a large mall near us.
True.
So people like can shop and then go see a movie.
Yep.
So they come with all their shopping stuff.
Yep.
But apparently they decided to sneak in lunch with them too. So you just hear bags rustling.
Yeah, they're just rustling bags and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Classic movie theater going experience.
Yeah. And that was just the start, really. And then
I couldn't even tell you how much I was thinking about that thing you said 2 weeks ago, the how to fix movie theaters.
Oh,
you
yeah?
were like get your own
please
private room. I was like, oh, I could so do a private room right
Right.
now. Because I'm a very particular person when I watch a movie.
Yeah.
I like to be all in. And I could tell you at the beginning of this movie, I was getting really antsy and anxious because I was like, there's too many fucking people moving.
Yeah.
Like, the movie
People
is
got up.
starting.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you getting up as it started? Like, the trailers are rolling. You know it's coming.
Yeah.
Then the movie starts, you know? And then they get up and they're like, oh, I gotta go refill my popcorn. I'm like,
Yeah.
it just drives me nuts.
Especially because barely, but his head was sticking up on the screen.
It's
on the
whatever.
projector. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's more like you can cover up the screen and I can still get a movie. It's like more distracting when you're doing stuff and I can't. Yeah. So, but it got better. Everyone kind of quiet down
Until the final fight, which
the final fight is hilarious. We're both not really huge fans of like clapping during movies. We think it's kind
we
of
were talking about that on the way home. Like,
it's kind of cheesy.
yeah,
and lame.
I don't think I'll ever clap for a movie.
No, I don't think so either. Unless I ever like, the only time I think I'd clap for a movie is if I went to like, I know they do Star Wars every once in a while and they have a live orchestra.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you gotta clap for that.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
people there. Like that's the only time I'd really think about it. You know? That's it. That's it. I mean, it's a movie. No one's there to hear it. You know?
Right.
If you want to give it your applause, there's a few I can think of.
It's
American
silent claps.
Sniper. American Sniper is the last one I can think of. It's
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
and we all know why people clap for that. But this is so funny. But you know what? All power to them though. They're having fun. They're doing their
Yeah,
thing.
you do you.
You do you.
But
It's
it's
super cheesy,
It's a
and I'm
little
gonna laugh.
distracting. But the thing with the movie went over when they clapped.
so true.
During the final fight, it was. I'll give it to him. It was like emotional
Exciting.
and nostalgic because the Rocky music was playing.
Mhm.
Because when Adonis was getting the upper hand,
Mhm.
and when he started landing some, not fatal, but significant punches,
Mhm.
like the row in front of us, the entire row was clapping, cheering, like raising their hands. You know?
Yeah, one dude
Like,
went.
yeah!
Spoilers. One dude from here on out. One dude
we're
in
in
front of
spoilers.
us. What'd you say?
We're in spoilers now.
Okay, one dude in front of us when Drago like basically goes down for the final time. He like literally did like the Rocky at the
Yep.
top of the steps thing. Like he
He like raised his hands and
yeah, dude, he's
rejoiced.
like on his feet almost.
Yeah.
But you know that shows you how good this movie is.
No, it's
You
really
get a
good.
bunch of middle-aged people to do like get lit for a freaking
Mhm.
movie, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it means more to them because I grew up with Rocky and you know.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, but that aside, let's talk about the movie.
Yes.
I was sitting there thinking the whole time, but as the movie progressed, it got better and better. I kept thinking like, oh, well, that's just there just to, you know, give him a plot point, or that's just there just to do this. But as it went on, they really folded it in well.
You're right.
The two I can think of are her being deaf
Mm-hmm.
and the kid being deaf, and the kid itself. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, they're just bringing in a kid because they want to fold in the whole like, well, your dad wasn't there for you because he died thing.
Yep.
But as the movie went on, it's like it got better. Like I would say when my prejudice toward this changed is when he took her to the boxing ring.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, okay,
I
I
was
get
thinking
this
that
now.
same
You know, it makes a lot more sense because he it's really like emotional for me. Like he's really thinking about it. You know.
Yeah.
Whereas before that, I was like, nah, it's not gonna change his mind. He's still gonna fight. You
Yeah.
know? Just because he has a kid doesn't change
Yeah.
anything for him.
So, like, what you were thinking is the baby's here as a MacGuffin almost to make him realize that this is what happened to his dad and he needs to be there for a kid.
Yeah.
But it helped in a different way, which was actually good for the plot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which, and I think it could have been a MacGuffin, but it switched itself into just being a normal good
Life.
plot point.
Just
You know what I
life.
mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. And then the other thing was her being deaf. I thought they were really gonna like, what do you call it? That they were really gonna like press that issue and push it home and everything, but they just kind of like did it and used it as a learning moment for him and Stallone. You know what I mean? He was like, "What if everything's not all right?"
Yeah.
You know, and then he tells him, "Are you still gonna love her?" And he goes, "Why would you ask me that kind of question?" And he goes, "You know, and it's just like a good learning moment for him.
Exactly.
You know, and it gave him something to fight for.
Yep.
And it's also,
And
I think,
that's, you could say that is the, like, one sentence definition of the movie.
yeah.
Like, what are you fighting for?
What are you fighting for?
Yeah.
And I think it was actually a really cool plot point as well because he takes her to the thing,
The
and
boxing?
I'm like, wow, how are you gonna take a baby to a boxing gym? Like you're gonna wake her up and like drive her nuts. I'm like, oh, she's deaf, she can't hear him, so they can have this relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it won't bother her, and he can do what he loves, and it will calm her down because I guess she likes seeing her dad, you know.
Do stuff, yeah.
Yeah, punch punking bad, you know? It's like I thought that was a really good plot point, and I was really afraid they were gonna drive home the thing. And I really loved the scene where they figure out she's deaf.
Oh, that was
Like those
sad.
Oh, it was sad, and like Tessa Thompson and Michael B. Jordan nail that. You know what I mean? Because they're both trying to be strong for each other,
Yeah.
but they're both like crying. You know, it's
Yeah.
like it was powerful. It was good.
Like they're they can see each other. They can't talk to each other, but they're
Exactly.
in separate rooms, you know?
And you could just tell exactly what they're thinking, you know?
And then it'd be like, your baby's deaf. Like, you could...
You could put yourself in that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's cool because she's deaf and she's made a life,
Yeah.
you know? And I think it also... I really liked it because it gave her and Adonis their own language, their own... Like, she can sign to him and he can understand her. And we didn't know anything about her in Creed 1, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so I think for them to fold this character in and it be this strong, just like that, is pretty good writing.
Right.
It's pretty impressive, you know?
Yeah.
To bring a character in, and it actually starts with her. You realize that?
The movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good metaphor for like, oh, this movie ain't gonna be about Creed. You know? This movie's gonna be more than Creed.
Yeah. She was in the first one.
She was?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Never mind then. I apologize.
Yeah.
Obviously not that big a character because I don't remember her. Right?
Yeah. It's just this time she was given...
Much bigger role.
Yeah.
That's
Because when
good.
did Ragnarok come out?
A year ago, 17.
You're right. So this was before Ragnarok. Creed 1, which
Yep.
she was in. So they're like, oh shit, she's actually good.
She's good. Yeah. I also love the you really feel this at the end cuz it basically what's it called? It's like a here's your sign moment, right? They just
Right.
shove it in your face. But if you're paying attention through the movie, you can see the duality of everyone, every large character, that being Drago, Creed, and about Rocky.
Right.
Okay, all three of those characters all go through the same kind of arc in different ways.
Yeah.
A father son.
Yeah.
You know, and so at the end, like I said,
It's
it
very
really,
three different father-son connections.
exactly,
Yeah.
and you really get to see like the different relationships, and it really slaps you in the face with it at the end because it shows all three of them in succession, back to back to back, and where like Creed is talking to his dad at the grave, Rocky goes and finally talks to his son,
Yeah.
and Drago finally has the acceptance of his father, not worrying about his damn mother,
Yeah.
right? So
And let's talk about Drago some, both of them.
okay,
Yeah. So, we didn't think you could easily watch this one without watching the first.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Creed 1, you mean?
Creed 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Or maybe even some of Rocky. But I mean, I think everyone knows, even without seeing Rocky.
Well, I'm
the
sure
story
there's
of
some
Rocky.
people out there, but if you're seeing this movie, I think you know a little bit.
You know. So they did a good job of that. But it's always smart. I've noticed this a lot. If you start the movie by building the antagonist,
Yeah,
it's always a good route to go.
absolutely.
Because you see this dude built himself. He's built in poverty or
Yeah,
just like nothing good. You
it's
know,
Russia.
It's Russia. That's all you
Ukraine.
need to know.
It's Ukraine.
You know, and then you see the life of Adonis. He's got everything good. You know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
lives in a nice house. Has a nice.
he's the heavyweight champion.
He's a heavyweight champion.
You know,
He's got a great trainer.
mm-hmm.
You know, everything's good for him.
Right. And
He has his mom.
Adonis.
Yep.
Yeah.
He has
And
a good
then
relationship with his mom. He has a dad figure in Sylvester Stallone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the son of Drago, you know, he's been getting trained for this his whole life, you know, by his dad, and it's been like clouded judgment by him,
Yep.
you know, because he's only been told what his dad's told him, and he's like, we were once like kings here, and they stole it from us, you know.
Yeah.
And then later he found out when he sees the mom left them because they were failures in her eyes or whatever. And then he starts to realize all the stuff, like the dad was really wanting fame again and the mom back, you know, where it shouldn't have been, especially because the dad's using the son to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, I feel really bad. this movie does a really good job of setting Drago up as like you hate him.
Yeah.
And then right when you want to like hate him the most, it hits you right in the stomach. Like, nope, you're gonna feel bad for him.
They did do a thing because at the beginning you're like, you do kind of feel bad for him.
Yep.
And then he sucker punches Adonis in the first match. You're like, oh, this dude's bad.
Yeah.
And then, with the dinner and everything, and then him realizing that he's doing this for the wrong reasons or whatever.
Yep.
Like he's carrying out his dad's whatever.
Yeah.
He realizes that. So you kind of feel for him at the end, though.
Yep. And I mean, even the fights have a good duality
Mm-hmm.
because Creed is losing in the first one because he doesn't have anything to fight for.
Right.
He's doing it out
head
of
is
rage.
murky.
Well, he's doing it out of rage. He's like, he doesn't know if he's doing it for himself or to revenge his dad, or and he doesn't have the blessing of Rocky, so he's all over the place on that one. He's having a baby. I mean, there's a lot going on. And then in the second one, what's his name? Drago is like, wait, what am I doing this for?
Yeah.
And like I said, it hits you in the stomach, like right when Creed is about to beat his ass. His mom gets up and leaves.
Yep.
And I think Drago just realizes, like, why have I been fighting at all?
Yeah.
It's just like, why have I?
He thinks that's what he was fighting for the whole time.
Yeah.
And then he sees what happens. And
He sees that. Well, I mean, realistically, she's an awful person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't leave it to a fight to decide whether if you like a person or not, or if you accept them. And I think I thought it was a good decision to have Ivan Drago realize that same thing, because if he would have walked down on him, I think that would be shittier.
Yep.
Like, actually, there's a scene where he gets down from the ropes, I imagine, to grab a towel, and it looks like for a half a second he's just going to leave Drago too, and Drago would be all by himself, And there was even a girl in the row in front of us that was like, "Oh, really?" You know what I mean? And then he gets up and throws in the towel for him to stop him, right?
Yep.
And you're like, "Oh, okay, I understand." Like he's realized, and he's fine with it too. I think that was a good plot point.
And I'm glad they didn't go down like a basic route for the fights, like the timeline. Be like, all right, fight 1, he's unprepared, loses, rematch.
Yeah.
Where instead they did fight 1, he gets his butt whooped, but the guy cheap shots him and gets disqualified.
Yeah.
And it's like a road to recovery.
Yeah, and it's like,
it's different, is what I'm saying.
Like, he doesn't just get beat. I mean, he gets beat to a pulp, like to the point where you think he's dead there for a second.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
And
they were calling him they were saying that he should be, it was his belt, Drago's.
Yeah.
It was his belt, and stuff like that. Unanimous winner, but disqualification.
And you don't feel like, I think they do a really good job of, like you said, not being cliche. You don't feel like he's coming back just to come back and beat him.
Right.
He's coming back for other reasons, He's coming back to, like, because he wants to win for himself and his family, and to just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, there's a lot of indications of that in the movie. He's got to heal from the inside out and everything like that. It's like it's less physical for boxers. I feel it's more mental. It's like you're gonna be hurt, but to come back from that and train back and get back to where you were is important. Which I think is also really cool, because at the end of the movie, it looks like Michael B. Jordan may not be done, but he's taking a break and having some family time. And what's Drago doing?
Training.
Right back on the horse. I think that's cool. It's like boxers they're kind of cool like that. Where it's just like, it's just a fight and you just get up and do it again.
Yep.
It's super impressive.
No creepy wall in a corner with faces all over it. Candles lit, like revenge time.
Yeah. No.
It's just on to the next day.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Anything
That's
else?
good. I don't think so.
Like, I was trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say. Nope. I did.
Okay.
There's one thing. I really liked Creed's entrances, both of them.
Yeah, they were cool.
They're cool.
Yeah. Even it was funny. It was the Jaden Smith song as the first one.
Really?
Yeah, the Icon. It's called Icon. The first one where he gets disqualified in.
Okay.
Yeah. The second one was really cool because it's his wife,
It's his wife singing.
which is really really cool because she's supposed to be deaf,
Exactly.
which is
There's
hard
so many-
as hell to be a musician.
There's so
if
many
you're deaf.
layers in this movie, which is, like I said, super impressive. It's a boxing movie, and it's got
Yeah.
more layers than fucking
Onions.
90% of the movies that come out these days. Okay, let's do the ranking, and then I want to talk about something else.
Okay.
Okay, boner score.
I'm gonna say no.
No,
Like going into it, how excited were you to see it?
that's not what this is. Boner score is like, does it get you hype?
But I'm saying it didn't going into it, but now it does.
So you weren't excited to go see it going in?
Okay, I wasn't not excited. I was saying I was like, all right, cool, it's Creed 2.
Okay, I can agree with that. So a no on that one. Cinematography. This movie's
Yeah,
pretty. I mean,
that like desert trains Oh, we didn't
yeah.
even talk about the training montages. They're actually good because
They're
some
all-
of them can
yeah.
be cheesy.
yeah, some of them can be very cheesy. The dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean? They didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
It's like it's a very modern movie.
Mhm.
Like all the training scenes have, modern music over the top of it.
Yeah, and the music was really good in this.
Oh
too.
yeah, it's good. I think Michael B. Jordan lives to just be in movies where he gets introduced with like some hard rap music. You know,
Yeah.
some like good.
Because before we started, I looked up the soundtrack on there just to look at it.
Yeah.
it's good.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Rewatchability.
Yeah,
I think you
rewatch
could
it.
watch. I'd be fine going.
Like,
to
I'll
watch
show
it
it to
again.
Brooke.
Yeah, for sure. Overall impressions.
Yep. Yeet.
Very good. Engagement.
Yep.
I mean, it's a boxing movie. It's hard not to be engaged during this because
Some great fight scenes.
the fight scenes are great. The training montages are super fun and get you like pumped up. Like they make a good training montage to me makes you want to go work out. Right? Because you never really you're never sitting there like, oh yeah, I totally want to work out unless you're like a fitness guru. So a good training montage makes you want to go work out. I want to go hit a what's it called? A sledgehammer into the desert sand.
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing.
I really
like,
want to go
I
do that.
I want to see what I can do. Yeah.
I don't want to train my neck muscles that way. That looked
Oh, man.
awful.
No, no,
But
no.
what else was I gonna say? Oh, and then engagement. The other parts of the movie, the like drama story parts, are just as interesting as the fight scenes.
Yep.
So that's a one for that. And then story, I think
That's
this is
fantastic.
a better story than Creed 1, if you ask me. Because Creed 1, it's just kind of his up and coming story.
Mhm.
You know, it's very I wouldn't say cliche. It's predictable. It's like what's gonna happen. I think the end fight scene in Creed 1's not very predictable. Because most boxing movies are like, oh yeah, you're just gonna win. Nah. But in this one, I think the story is much more interesting.
Yep.
So that's 5 out of 6. That's pretty good. Not a full stamp.
That's still good though.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think? Because I was trying to think. I compared it, even though it's not good to. You don't have to compare things all the time.
Yeah,
I was comparing it to Southpaw, and
that's a good one to
all
compare
the
it to.
feelings I was had in Southpaw, if it was better than that or anything. But I think so.
I like that this one is more like a baby movie. Like it's focused on him going through that, like becoming a new dad. You know what I mean? And like
Yep.
they say we're not ready, and he's like, well, let's get ready. You know what I mean? And all this, and then Southpaw's like they're already established.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I think is good because now we have two different movies to watch if you want. You know,
Boxing movies. Yeah.
Exactly. If you want a boxing movie where the kid is established, and yeah, I love Southpaw though. Like that movie's much more gruesome though.
Oh, it's
Like it's sad and stuff, bad stuff happens in that, and it's like it's a tough watch because the whole time it's just like he's getting shit on
Yeah.
the whole time, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And this one's a little more upbeat. Like yeah, he gets beat, but you know he works his way back. Okay, what I wanted to say, I am so flippin' tired. I'm never gonna see the movie, but I just like, why are trailers just feeding you the whole damn movie? Like we saw a trailer for this movie. What's it called? A Men's Thoughts or something like that. What's that?
what men want.
What Men Want? It's first of all, I don't like that actor. actress.
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish. She's so like
Not funny.
it's not even that she's not funny. She's just like hard to watch because she just like is so in your face, and I'm over it.
It's like forced comedy.
Oh, for sure, but literally don't need to see that movie because I know the entire plot. It literally spells it out. It's not even out of order. It's
not.
in order.
It's
It
not.
tells you the exact movie.
Because the trailer, like, I'll go over this. It's she works for this thing.
Yeah.
She's the only woman. She thinks she's gonna get the vice president or partner job. It's a dude. She doesn't understand dudes. She goes to a witch or something.
She feels bad, so she goes to a
Witch. She tells him drink this. She hits her head. She can hear what men think.
It's literally probably 45 minutes of exposition that you're going to get in the beginning of the movie, and it spells it out to you.
Yeah. But yeah, what
Oh,
I
and,
just
and then you go even further than that. It's like you understand what she's going to do. She's now going to use her new powers to get power and to get that job probably at the end.
yeah,
I
or
don't
come to a
fucking-
realization that that's not what she wanted all along, or some
Exactly.
Cliche.
It's why? Why is this a movie? Why? Why do people do that?
I don't know.
That's probably the most egregious I've ever seen. Like normally you like put it out of order.
Yeah.
So you don't really, and like there's another movie we didn't see the trailer for this. I don't know if you've seen it, but This Is Marwen, or Marwen.
I don't
it's
think
the
so.
it's a Steve Carell movie about a dude. It's based on a true story of a guy that gets beat up, and he has really bad mental problems after, and the only way he can get over it is by like building these little worlds with these dolls and everything, and taking pictures of it and stuff like that. And it's like a fun little movie, but literally spells out the first 30 minutes of exposition. I would bet $10 on it. You know what I mean? It says like, oh, he was this, and then this happens, and then he
Right.
gets this, and then he becomes this, and he does this now, and blank. And then luckily it stops there, whereas what men want does not at all. It just tells you the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm
There-
tired of it. It's
Yeah.
so
there
annoying.
were actually a lot of trailers before this movie.
God, AMC, man, they
Yeah.
hit you over the head.
Because we
with some
walked
trailers.
in, we were a little late.
Yep.
But when we walked in, there was Captain Marvel. Then there
Mm-hmm.
was the What Men Think. There was Dark Phoenix. There was Cold. Liam Neeson, the movie.
The Liam Neeson.
There's an Aquaman one.
There was another one
That's
too.
at least 5.
There's another one on top of that. I can't remember. It was one right before the movie.
Oh, there was Fighting with My Family, the WWE one. As
Yeah.
a wrestling fan, don't see that.
There's
I'm so
another.
ashamed of that.
There was another one too.
Do you remember it, or are you just saying?
No, there was. There was another.
I'm sure
one.
there was. But here, I'll talk to you about that one. Like, that's based on a true story and all.
WWE movie
Yeah, the
based on a true story.
thinking about or Fighting with My Family.
Yep.
It's a true story, but like you said about The Rock, he's forced himself into that movie. He's not actually like in some of those scenes.
What do you mean?
Because
It's based on a true story, but
The
it's
Rock's
not a.
forced himself into this,
Got it.
sort of. Like he wasn't there for a bunch of those scenes that he's in there, and it's directed by him. So
Don't know about that one.
I'm not
I
even
think
gonna
you'd
see
have
it.
to be a huge WWE fan. /
well,
what's her?
the thing is, the BBC network, because she's from
England.
England, they actually did a documentary about her and her family, and that's what The Rock saw, and he was like, "I want to make a movie."
Why? The documentary's
It's
already out there.
Yeah.
Now you're just gonna make some shit biopic that's like not really what do you call it? You know? Record. Okay, we're back. Sorry. Had a phone call. Yeah, I don't know about that WWE movie.
Yeah, I wouldn't see it.
Don't plan on it.
All
All right, hit me with the 8 for debate.
All right, so this one I kept a secret from Will, and I know you say, well, that's cheating because you'll have
I don't
prepared for
care.
this. So I'm going to ask Will a question here in a second, and he's got to pick a side, and he'll go first, so which side he doesn't pick, I'll argue the opposite.
Yeah, so I get to pick whichever one I want.
Yep,
Which
so I'll ask you a
means-
question, you
Yeah.
decide.
Okay,
All right. Ready?
I'm ready.
Will the
Will, that's my name.
Yes.
Will the.
Lion King remake
Oh, jeez.
be better than the original?
All right, let me think for a
Yeah,
second.
you're good. Take your time.
Okay. I got it.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna start the clock.
All right.
Yes, it will be better than the original.
Okay.
Why?
Why?
Because I think, based on the trailer, they have proven that they're not just going to Jungle Book it and make their own bullshit version, right? It's got an insanely good cast behind it. Okay?
Yeah, it does.
And I think The Lion King is a great movie because of less of, what do you call it? The like you could make that story about anything. You don't have to make it about lions. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a great story.
Yeah. Okay.
So the only thing really, I think based on the trailer, they're gonna go for the story, right? They're gonna go all out, like just do exactly what it is.
Yep.
And I think what they've done so far is all they're really going to do is just modernize it to 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you can probably, if you get the right actors in there, I think you could get a little more emotion out of it than you did the first time. Because it's motion captured, right, of actors. And if you have actors, it's motion captured, right? But it's just taking their facial expressions.
Right.
Like Jungle Book, right? Like, for example, Idris Elba. It just takes his facial expressions as a tiger.
Yeah.
Or like Benedict Cumberbatch as a dragon. So I think you're just going to get they're just going to squeeze just a little bit more like emotion and, good acting out of it. And then just make it exactly the same. And I think it'll just be better because it's more modernized and just a better looking, maybe a more refined, maybe a little more, what do you call it? Just polished movie.
Okay, that's good.
What you got?
Well, I'm forced into a corner here and have to pick no. So, I'm gonna say, like, you're right on the things. Like, they should do all that. It's gonna make a crap ton of money.
I'm going to see it. So
I mean, I'm not in a rush to, but I probably will.
Yeah.
You know, I think if they just rest on their laurels and carbon copy it,
Yeah.
I think that's going to be horrible for it. People are going to complain like crazy. I don't think it's not going to stop it from making money because the first one's fantastic.
It is. It's pretty damn good. I mean, it made it pretty damn far in our. We did a bracket of best.
Yeah, it came in second.
Yeah. To Zootopia.
Yes.
Which is a modern movie.
Yes. Yeah. Man. I don't know, I mean, I can see how it can be worse.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's got good actors. But
I think you're right. I'll help you out a little bit. I think you're right. If they do carbon copy this, there's a chance that it could just be lame.
Yeah.
You know? And I said this on our way over. I think they need... Wait, did I say it on the podcast or did I say it on the way over? I think I said it on the podcast earlier. I think they need to do something. They need to expand upon something. Right? It's not a long movie. It's a Disney movie. It's probably like an hour and 30, hour 45. And movies these days are 2:10, something like that. So you have space to expand, you know?
Right.
And I think... I don't know. I think you could...
Come to think about it, because The Lion King, I wouldn't say it's funny, but it's not like a comedy.
Well, there's funny elements.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people in there that are
like Timon and Pumbaa are very funny.
Just there to be funny. And Rafiki.
Yeah, like they do things that are funny, but they have very serious moments.
Absolutely. I mean,
and
it's a story of really death. I mean, when you think about it.
Mm-hmm. And with New Age, I think they'll try to spice it up in the comedy department, especially with their cast now, because Seth Rogen's in this.
I think you've got me here.
You know, I know Donald Glover's in it, but he's funny no matter what.
Seth Rogen's good.
Seth Rogen's good, but
he just does Seth Rogen.
If he does Seth Rogen, I mean, Beyonce's good. She's not an amazing actor.
True.
I'm trying to remember. And they missed a huge boat on casting the Migos as the three hyenas.
That would have been amazing. Can you
They
imagine?
honestly should have.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm trying to think because they have a bunch of they have a bunch of good actors
Yeah.
with some questionable ones,
Yeah.
like just names.
This
Like,
is true.
I know, like Donald Glover's great. Chiwetel Ejiofor,
Chiwetel Ejiofor?
him too. Like, you know, they're good actors. I know they have. James Earl Jones is back as Mufasa.
That's good.
That's good. I'm trying to remember. There's the guy that plays the crazy guy on Parks and Rec.
Really? What
Yeah.
is-
You know who I'm talking about. If
Yeah, no, totally.
he plays somebody, I don't remember who though.
Seth Rogen's Pumbaa.
Yeah,
See, I think that works, though. Like, it's Pumbaa.
it does, but Pumbaa's kind of like a dumb stupid compared. Like Seth Rogen's actually kind of smart when he's funny.
Okay. I think
Yeah.
Donald Glover's going to nail Simba.
Oh, without a doubt, we can both agree. on that.
Keegan-Michael Key is in there. That's... Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's not the dramatic Key and Peele.
You never know. You never know. You never know.
That's true. Does it say who he plays?
Yeah, he plays
The bird? Is that it?
Kamari.
Who's that?
I think that might be the bird. We are prepared.
Well, to be fair, you had no.
Idea.
Yeah.
Kamari is not the bird.
Oh, it's a hyena. No.
Yes.
What?
What? Yes,
don't-
it's a hyena. It's one of the hyenas.
He's one of the hyenas.
Do you know
It's
who's one of the
Bonsai.
other? Do you know who's one of the other hyenas?
No, who?
Eric Andre. That's amazing. Come on. How is this not going to be good?
I'm saying it probably will be too, but I see some red flags.
I like Beyonce as Nala. Like, I think her voice matches that. I'm just curious if she's going to be a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That exactly.
Her voice is perfect for that. You know? Some of these people I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
John Oliver as Zazu. That's pretty cool.
Oh,
John Oliver's good.
wait, wasn't he in the original?
I don't know.
Zazu's
the bird.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was him in the original.
No way.
I could have sworn it was.
That would be impressive. I don't think so. He's only actor. The Lion King. Acting. Nah, he wasn't.
Oh,
I think he was a little baby back when that movie came out in like 1986 or something.
Oh shit.
Right?
I don't know.
That was a good one. I think I hope it's better. I hope it's better because I'd much rather show that to my kids one day than like the animated one. Cuz I think I would relate with it more. You know?
Oh yeah, I think.
And then they
Is
might
it
actually
easy-
be a
would be
little more
easier to-
intrigued. You know what I mean? Kids these days might be a little more intrigued. Cuz you try to show them a 1986 Disney movie, they might be like,
Well,
eh.
would you consider the Jungle Book remake a flop?
Absolutely. I don't like it at
Then
all.
why didn't that one relate compared to the other one?
Because it wasn't the same movie. Like they didn't. You gotta hit on the same.
What made the first one successful?
The Jungle Book. I don't like the Jungle Book very
No, I'm
much. So
saying-
this could be a problem.
I was adding to your sentence. You said you got to hit on
they
what
didn't- they didn't-
made
yeah,
the first
they
one
didn't
successful.
hit on what made the first one successful. Like Cinderella is good. The live action Cinderella,
Right.
it's pretty much a carbon copy. They don't change very much.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Mm-hmm. And just
Beauty and the Beast, it's good. I think it's better than the
older one.
the cartoon.
Mhm.
That's why I have high hopes for this one. I think the Jungle Book one is just not a very interesting movie to begin with. I know there's a lot of beloved songs and everything like that, but the movie, like most people don't really remember the plot.
It's
They just
the
remember, they just remember the
necessity.
songs, you know. And then I don't know. The Jungle Book starts out really good, and then it just like really loses itself in the final. Like it's just all over the place. You
And
know
that
what I
one
mean?
had a bunch of good actors in it.
It did. I mean, but, man, like they're just like fighting in the trees, and there's like I don't know. I didn't like it at all. I really I had quite a few eye rolls at the end of that movie for sure.
Right.
All right. You got an unpopular opinion or a sleeper?
Don't think so.
I have a stay away from this if you're not a crazy person.
Okay.
There's a movie called Sorry to Bother You. We talked about this on the way to the movies.
Right.
That movie is ridiculous. I don't even know if I liked it.
I know you're really excited to see it.
I was really excited to see it. It's nuts. It's just nuts. I think it's interesting. I think it's funny. I think it was good at parts, but man, it's not for everybody. If you want to see that movie because you saw the trailer and you thought it was funny, don't watch it. Don't watch it. Because it diverts so far from the trailer that you're going to be like, what the fuck just happened? It's crazy. All right. Anything else?
That's funny. So,
Yep.
from now on, I should have
Okay.
done this earlier. On a scale of 1 to 10, how true do you think my Aquaman statement will be? Oh, we'll go week by week
You said best movie, what?
of the year. So, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being, damn, Lige, you're a genius, to
Oh.
0, it's DC, man, come on.
Oh, don't say that. I would say 5 is 0. DC, man, come on. I'd say 0 is like you're a crazy person.
Okay.
I would say a 5. It's DC, man. Come on.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
excited for it though. I don't want to give off the vibe that I'm like not that,
Like I am?
that my I don't want to give off the vibe that my judgment of this movie is going to be clouded because of what I think about DC. I'm excited for the movie.
Yeah.
Just very cautious
Hesitant.
to get
I
excited
understand.
because I've been boned twice.
Right.
So.
I'm all in. Well, it's just the signs
All-
for
what was it? What's the town in Australia? Starts with A.
what?
I can't remember
Why?
because in the Weekly Planet they had these what's it called, ads that was like blank is all in on Justice League. That's what you just said.
Oh. Damn.
God, what is it? I can't remember.
Sydney, Melbourne.
Melbourne is
Is it
all
Melbourne
in.
or Melbourne?
Melbourne is all in on Justice League. And I thought it was funny you just
Poor
said
fellas,
that.
mates.
Yeah, poor mate. It was funny. You were like, I'm all in. Because I was like, ooh, last time someone said that didn't go so well, did it?
Right. Well, I mean, it's got a good director. That's,
I think it'll be good.
it looks fantastic. Like looks, as in
Visuals.
visuals. Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, the
Looks
CGI
great,
looks
yeah.
CGI looks
Besides,
Banging.
I'm trying to think. Like, I think it could win a possibly win an award for its visual effects. I'm trying to think. Well, what besides Infinity War, Ready Player One, those are the other two.
First
I would
Man, I think.
Say. Okay, First Man. I haven't seen. That's what.
Yeah, I think it has a good chance of winning visual effects.
Just from the trailers, I think
but
it could.
I think the only argument there is like, are you talking about Academy or are you talking about all awards? Because if you're talking about
Award's an award,
talking
even
about
a Razzie.
Academy, I'm not so sure the Academy will give it to.
Oh
them
no,
because
it's a superhero movie.
no, it's not that. I mean, they gave visual effects to Mad Max. I mean, it's not like.
Yeah, but that won like everything.
Not really. It
What
got-
it won like 27 awards that night?
yeah, but it got snubbed on like Best Picture and some of the most important stuff. I feel.
True.
I don't know. It may be too colorful for the Academy. Them old fucks. I can't wait till we get some normal people in there.
Yeah.
Because I watch the Oscars. It's like a thing for me. Like I sit down and watch it.
Yeah, I remember
all the
you
way
always
through.
watching.
And I like, but I kind of despise it at the same time. Like I was hoping Blade Runner would win anything last year, and I'm glad it did. But I don't know. They pick some garbage shit sometimes.
Gotcha. So a 5 on the scale. Okay.
5
I can deal with that.
or 6, 5 or 6, somewhere in there.
Okay.
All right. What are we doing next week? Marvel movies?
Are we? I guess so.
I don't think there's anything out.
Not good. Worth.
We could go watch The Grinch.
Fine.
No, I think the next movie we'll do is Aquaman on the 21st.
I think that's the next biggest movie.
Yeah, for us at least.
Yeah. So we'll do that.
You want to do Marvel movies next?
Yeah. What's next? Is it Guardians?
Marvel movies. We do this quite a bit. Yep, it's auto completing in my search.
I want to say Guardians and
Da 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 da. Okay.
is it Age of Ultron? I think it might be Age of Ultron.
We got Iron Man 3. We watched that. Thor: The Dark World. Captain America: Winter Soldier. Guardians of the Galaxy. And Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Ah, nailed it.
Good job.
Jinx.
All right. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye. I missed the stop button again.